Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. This is Amanda. Emily is still off studying for the bar, so we're going to continue Vampire the Masquerade: Shadows of New York. Something I was thinking of that Hope said in the last video is that Sophie Langley also had that list that Carter Van der Weyden sold to Baron Callahan, or allegedly sold to Baron Callahan. And both are now gone under mysterious circumstances. So maybe it's just someone who doesn't want a power balance to be upset within New York? I don't know. Oh, you're up early. Yeah, told you, got work to do. I stretch. That's admirable. Reminds me of that one quote you always used to throw around. A lot of people say you can't smoke dope and get drunk when you've got kids, and that's not true. You can, but you still gotta get up in the morning. That's being responsible. That's the one. I never understood why it was so hilarious to you. Neither did I. I just accepted the mystery and made it my personal credo. I'm a responsible person. Are you planning to have kids? Not in a million years. By the way, you've got mail. An envelope by the door. It's from Kadir. Inside is a message saying he won't be able to make it tonight, but will rendezvous tomorrow to meet D'Angelo. He wants me to lay low until then, and to stay in this apartment if possible. Apparently nobody knows where Tamika is. They only know she's in trouble, and he doesn't want me near it. Well, what is it? Got the next lead to investigate. Kadir needs me. I'm just going to say Kadir needs me. Kadir has already prepared the next list of chores for me. I swear to God. I thought you were investigating. You know how it is. They never cared how overworked I am. I need to go. It'd be fun to spend more time together, you know. Dakota, you know this is important to me. I know, but I'd like to know I'm important to you as well. That makes two of us. Just a few more days. I will find the killer, kick his ass, get a promotion, and we'll do something we've never done before. Like what? Good question. I'll think of something. For now, catch up with your work. I need to get going. Fine. Good luck. Stay safe. You know it. This place is weirdly empty tonight. Ah, well. I'll have the usual. I feel there's a big "what are we doing in this relationship" talk coming if I don't change my ways. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already happened, but most of the time Dakota has seemed happy enough just listening to the stories of my own life. Even if it's all boring and normal to me, it's exotic and engrossing to her. Guess I have that going for me. Oh well. I have no idea what to do tonight, so I'll just do the obvious thing and wing it. These vagabond shoes / are longing to stray. Oh, I guess she's singing. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it, or however it went. Time to lose myself in these busy streets and pray that the answers I'm looking for are out there. And if they're not, maybe I'll at least find some amusement or blood instead. Camera shyness. No, I don't want to be part of your goddamned interview. Look, can I not be bothered for one goddamn second? You're not listening. Prince of Cats. I need to resolve this thing with Dakota, as if going around in circles on behalf of the court wasn't stressful enough. Maybe a visit to some quiet neighborhood will help clear my head. I'll do this one just because, I mean, again, it's part of the Masquerade and technology is weird around her, so I feel like that would just draw more attention. So I'm gonna do Prince of Cats. There it is, the distinct vibe of Manhattan's residential area. And an unmistakable scent of casserole enveloping the surroundings in a heavenly aura. The atmosphere of desolation makes it feel more like purgatory, though. There's not a single soul in sight, and... ugh, crap! Looks like I'm not alone after all. Some guy exerts himself climbing a nearby tree. I instinctively take a step into the shadows to remain outside his line of sight, but I can barely see anything from where I stand. Stay low, move closer, call him out. I'll move closer. My inner voyeur is squirming for more details. I move a few steps closer, keeping to the shadows. For a good while, all I can hear is heavy panting. Come on, dude, this oak isn't even that tall. Sure looks like it's the first time this guy ever tried climbing a tree. It takes a long time for the mysterious trespasser to steady his breath and carry on. As soon as he crawls out of the tree's crown, the dim street lights reveal the face of a young guy in his early 20s. Against the spectacular night sky and with his exaggeratedly tormented romantic gaze, he truly looks like a hero befitting the cover of a Harlequin paperback. He sizes up one of the larger branches. It seems sturdy enough and nearly reaches a narrow window on the second floor. Still, the guy is hesitant. Alright, no biggie, just eyes on the prize. He moves a few steps along the branch, his feet slipping every other step on his way to the window. By some inexplicable fluke, he manages to keep his balance. Once he makes it far enough, the branch slowly bends under his weight. He kneels down, probably calculating his chances to make it over to the windowsill. My guy, if you pull this off, it will be a legit miracle. What? Is somebody there? Ah, shit. Should have been more careful. The trespasser pivots rapidly, startled by the sound of my voice. Just as he notices me, he loses his footing and dives straight into the front yard of the nearest house. Ah, shit. He drops to the ground with a muffled thump. Luckily for him, the lawn hasn't been trimmed in a while, and the tall grass cushions his landing, somewhat. As soon as he recovers, the guy gets up and starts limping toward the fence. He tries to climb over, but quickly ends up back on the ground, clutching his leg in pain. He turns to me and starts begging under his nose. Hey, you! Ouch, shit, please. I'm hurt. Do me a solid and open the gate. Well, with his ankle twisted, he's not going to get out of this mess on his own, and it's not like I'm particularly law-abiding. Says Fishy, leave him. Let the residents know he's here. Houghton's break the gate lock. Well, he's clearly trying to break into a house, but he hasn't really hurt anyone yet, and he does need to get out. Plus, I kind of want to do more vampire skills, so I'm going to do this one. Potence break the gate lock. So why shouldn't I help him? Just stay where you are. Don't move. I don't know how to. And shut the fuck up. Relax, I got this. In 2 swift, bouncy steps, I reach the front gate. Obviously it's locked, but it's not like that ever stopped me before. Once I'm sure no one can see me, I focus my strength on the gate and pry until the quiet crack announces that the lock has given in. The extraction goes as smoothly as it ever could. I get in quickly, take the guy by his arm, and help him slowly limp out of the front yard. I let him go a few steps later. He leans against the fence with noticeable relief. Ouch. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. The hell were you doing up there? Well, this is embarrassing. More than falling on your ass like that? He chuckles lightly and looks up at the window. The same one he was trying to reach a few moments ago. This is gonna sound pathetic as hell, but my crush lives in this house. Her shithead father kind of hates my guts, so we get together in secret. Oh, that's cute! Because of her folks nagging, she can't seem to make up her mind about us. She explicitly told me not to swing by her house, but you thought it was a good idea to climb up the walls of her keep like a goddamn Prince Charming and break your neck in her front yard. My remark really gets to him. Yeah, but what can I do? Give up on her? When my heart of hearts, I know she loves me just as much as I love her? It ain't easy being this cheesy. She's got you good, huh? That she does. Well, throw a rock at the window, tell him to confront her father. Oh, feeding opportunity. Oh, I know I said that I wanted to try to feed on someone, but I don't know. I kind of like this guy. I think he's kind of cute. I don't think him confronting her father would do anything. I think that's a battle that she needs to fight because it is her father. So let's throw a rock at the window. Tough shit, pal. Think fast. I pick up a round pebble and toss it out the window. In a few seconds, it opens with the creak of a wooden frame, followed by the muffled but undeniably happy voice of the resident. Prince, what are you doing down here? I told you... Babe, I have something important to tell you. Can we talk for a moment? She hesitates for a second, but quickly jumps back into her room. Break a leg, lover boy. Maybe not literally this time. He nods at me with gratitude while frantically dusting his jacket off, readying himself for the surprise rendezvous. I give him a casual salute and leave. As I walk away, I just hear smooching coming from the front yard. It makes me smile, if only a little. My peeping eye scores another victory. What a cute story. Heartwarming. Nostalgic. It's just too bad it's too cliché to steal from my writing. What? You don't write anymore. Yeah, but it's not like you can simply stop thinking like a writer. Gotta use that energy somewhere, somehow. Elsewhere, somehow. But for now, let's just start heading downtown. All of a sudden, the world ends. Everything stops. I'm lost in the darkness, and there's not even a heartbeat to guide me. It's like sleep paralysis, except it feels as if I suddenly woke up from reality instead of a dream. Instinctively, I react to it the same way I used to react whenever I woke up in the middle of the night, aware but not able to move or speak. I just wait for it to pass. But instead of slowly regaining control, I just see a bizarre room emerge from the darkness. Just look at her, flesh refusing its fate. It is. Is it not the one you were looking for, is it? It is not the one you were looking for, is it? He was led like a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep is silent before the shearers, he did not open his mouth. There is none righteous, not even there is none who understands. There is none who seeks for God. All have turned aside. Together they have become useless. If anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. Raging waves of the sea, foaming up their own shame. Wandering stars for whom is reserved the blackness of darkness forever. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. Whenever I become one with the darkness, there's always this nagging fear that it might be impossible to become the normal me again. That instead of the shadows returning to normal, I will let my consciousness be dragged somewhere else, somewhere between the worlds. Somewhere like this, wherever it is. This is the first time that fear has come true. Are you afraid? It's a bad idea to answer. Don't do it. Yes. Excellent. 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 I think I need to sit in this chair. I think I need to sit in this chair. Just take the top one then. I sit in the chair. Still in the lean years and unworthy of joining the rest. However, the path is open, and it is a path of obligation, liability, a debt that will be repaid one day. And when she asks you what brought you here, let your response be a scent of death. Suddenly I feel my mind beginning to drift away from here. I'm slowly starting to regain control over my thoughts. No, you aren't. Yes, I am. Fine, think whatever you want. I find myself in a dark corner, leaning against a wet, cold brick wall. I think I'm conscious again, back from wherever it was, awake but in an unfamiliar place. Well, let's just hope it's still in New York City. I emerge from the shadows to see where I am. A source of light above my head momentarily blinds me, causing me to instinctively raise my hand. As I do, I hit some sort of garbage bag with my hand. It falls to the floor, letting loose a metallic din. What the fuck? A woman. I feel her hand grabbing my clothes. She brutally drags me closer. With one of my hands already above my head, I raise the other. Easy, peace. I mean you no harm. How long have you been here? I don't know. I've got no idea what I'm doing here. Or in general, really. It's like sometimes the forces I control figure out how to control me. What are you, a junkie? No, you're Kindred. Yeah. Keep your shit together, damn it. I'm Julia Sawinski, the representative of the La Sombra in New York City. Camarilla? Uh-huh. I'm a Camarilla investigator. Well, if you came here to catch me, you're going to be sorry you tried, Miss La Sombra. No. Stop right here. I wasn't ordered to catch anybody. I'm just investigating Douglas Callahan's death. This surprises her. She loosens her grip slightly. Callahan is dead? Nothing left but a rotten carcass and a musty robe. Well, I'll be damned. I've been off the grid for too long. What brought you here? A memory from a different world pops up in my head. Yeah, I think I know the right answer. A scent of death. She lets me go. I rub my eyes, and I finally get a good look at her face. She's gorgeous, and judging by her nomadic clothes and the particularly fierce aura, she's probably an outlander. We'll have a talk, you and I. Sure. What's your name? Tamika. Oh, pass me a smoke, will you? If only it could, my heart would skip a beat right now. Tamika, I guess, once again, someone out there led me to the proper path. Yeah, sure. When I pass her a cigarette, I realize I'm standing in something wet. Something that smells tasty. I look at my feet and see a puddle of water mixed with blood. Oh, I get it. Those guys... First Light? The high-powered guns and expensive-looking outfits, flashbangs, tasers, all chosen specifically to combat the undead. I recognize that equipment from some horror stories I've read. First Light, SI, USSO Com, whatever they call themselves, they all bleed out the same, usually before I have the chance to ask them a single question. Government-funded inquisitors. Some claim they're connected to the U.S. government. Some claim they're supported by the anti-Kindred faction in the Holy See. Some have even wilder theories. You did this all by yourself? Have you seriously seen nothing? Nothing at all? I shake my head. Believe it or not, I have no idea how I got here. I just kind of let the shadows guide me. Is that a La Sombra thing? I've never actually talked to any of you. No idea what you guys can actually do. Still learning the ropes myself. Go with the flow and all that. My embrace was just a few months ago. Huh. So you folks are with the Ivory Tower now? Last I checked, you were with the Sabbat. The Cammies wouldn't forgive all the trouble you've caused them overnight. Again, I'm practically still a neonate. I just know there's a lot of bad blood between my clan and the others, and that I can expect at least one of pure contempt whenever I visit Elysium. One glare of pure contempt whenever I visit Elysium. Huh, I see. We smoke in silence for a short while. So, did you kill them all yourself? Is there a large SI presence in NYC? Are you alone? Well, it's clear that she killed them herself, and it's clear that she's alone. So I'm going to say this. Is there a large SI presence in New York City? The Kindred are classified as a terrorist presence. There's no other American city that was hit as hard by terrorism as this one. All secret agencies need symbolic victories. You do the math. And you're still taking these guys on? These guys on here, of all places? As you can see all around you. Aren't they just extremely dangerous? Almost got me for good last year. It took me a few weeks to get back in action. Then why are you doing this? Those motherfuckers have an unfortunate tendency to hurt people I care about. My brothers, my sisters. I see. I don't know how it is in other cities, but here, funny enough, they only seem to target marginalized and radicalized Kindred, ones that could theoretically pose a threat to the current order. So maybe it's just someone who doesn't want a power balance to be upset within New York? Meanwhile, the establishment in New York City hasn't really changed ever since Calibros stepped down. Quite the opposite. Every SI raid in the city has only strengthened the old paradigm. Almost makes you think that their goal is something other than protecting the citizens from the blank body menace. Tamika throws her cigarette to the puddle unfinished and crushes it under her heel. She obviously has difficulty smoking. It's like she only ever tried it a few times. I assume she saw me carrying a pack and decided to try it to calm her nerves after the battle. Or maybe she just wanted an excuse to make our conversation less awkward. Who knows? So, are you planning to snitch on me, Shadow Girl? And why would I do that? Let me get this straight. You really think I am dumb enough to believe for 1 second that a Camarilla investigator would just so happen to stumble upon an alley where I killed a bunch of SI motherfuckers? If so, you're the one who's dumb, sister. I don't care if you think I'm dumb. I don't care about SI. And I don't care if you believe it was a happy accident I met you, especially considering not even the sheriff knows where you are. But I care about solving the mystery of Callahan's death, and as it happens, you're one of the pieces of the puzzle. What? What are you talking about? I found this on his body. Well, what remained of it. I show her the note. She tries to grab it to read it, but I don't let her. Aside from your name, we've got Hope, Agathon, and D'Angelo. You know them? Passingly. Any idea why Callahan would need a list of all your names? I might know why, yeah. Do you? Absolutely. Do you know a man going by the name of Torque? Huh. Of course I do. Do you know about his connection to Boss Callahan, and by proxy to this list and me? No, I'm all ears. Well, too bad, because it's classified intel, sister. What do you mean by classified? Not free. Oh great, as if I were in the position to, or could afford any sort of quid pro quo. But fine, let's hear it. What do you want? She motions toward the bodies. I've killed too many of these assholes. They're tightening the screws. As it is, New York City is no longer safe for someone like me. Well, not that it ever was. Oh man, bracing for something unreasonable. What I need is a way out of the city. You offer that to me, I give you the intel you need. Huh, would you look at that? That's something I can handle, actually. Yeah. She raises her eyebrows. That's a surprisingly confident answer for our practically still a neonate. I'm something of an immigration officer. Psh, gotta say, you sound awfully close to a cop. Almost as bad, a bureaucrat. I know of a secret pathway that would lead you to the West Coast, 100% safe travel, and if you took it, you'd be untraceable. Sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Wait until you see how much it costs. The only reason I know of this route is because a certain Nazi criminal group reached out to me on account of my position and offered a mutually beneficial deal regarding illegal Kindred travel. Normally I'd refuse, but they offered me the only thing that can buy me. A lot of cash. Ah, fine then. Money's not an issue. Now that's something I never had a chance to ever say in earnest. Okay then. I'm gonna say you should assist me first. Yeah. I need this information right now. You should assist me first, then we'll figure out how to transport you out of the city. Hell no. Is this really the extent of your negotiation skills? Why would you think that kind of line would work? Well, I'm an optimist. Trying to be, at least. But yeah, we do need a way to open this deal that would satisfy both of us. Have you met Torque before, in the course of your investigation, or before? I wanted to, but on the Anarch side I only managed to meet Mia, and she wasn't keen on the idea of the two of us meeting. Ah yes, Mia. Her expression betrays she's got some vicious stories to tell, but it would be beneath her to divulge them. Too bad, maybe it could be a bonding experience. So here's the thing, a few months ago, Torque and I were together. A lot of things happened, and long story short, I no longer feel close to him, but from what I know, he still feels close to me. Back when I thought there might be something between us, I gave him a ring that has a lot of sentimental value to me. And since these days sentimentality is all that keeps me going, I want it back. So my suggestion is, tell Torque's people that I sent you to get inside his base of operations, meet up with him, ask your questions, and convince him to get my ring back. And convince him to give my ring back. You get to interrogate him, then I get to have my ring back. Then you hear my side of the story, then I go to leave the city with your help. Everybody wins, more than once. They will really let me in just because I tell them you sent me? They will, trust me. That sounds too easy. Will cause the two of you to drift apart. Irreconcilable differences in worldview? Well, I assume so, but that's a diplomatic answer. If I'm going to involve myself in the relationship drama of two ex-lovers, I'll need something more to go on. Will you? Yeah. She picks her words carefully. I realized I had become an element of his carefully crafted, projected image. Having me as a radical partner allowed him to present himself as a mediator while paying lip service to revolutionary ideas. So it sounds like Torque is more political than the anarchs. Than a usual anarch. A mediator. That's a 21st century for you. Everybody wants to be a middleman these days. Nobody wants to do what's right. You serious? Whenever I hear about Torque from the Ancilla, they talk about him like he's the second coming of Mao. If he ever seemed that, it's only because from time to time, people like me pushed him into doing an uneasy thing. Ever heard of the southern wolf and the northern fox? Both of them want to eat you for dinner, but only the southern wolf makes it immediately obvious. The tricky northern fox makes eye contact and allows you to pet him before taking a bite. Torque loves to surround himself with northern foxes. They talk of compromises, they seem reasonable compared to the opposition, but at the end of the day, they have their eyes on the same prize, power. Hearing this gives me a foreboding feeling, but I can't quite nail down why. Alright, tell me where to go and I'll tell you where we'll meet later. I'm just chilling at Torque's when suddenly a shrill, loud voice pierces my eardrums. And what the hell are you doing here? Oh yay, it's the pissy lady from Torque's inner circles. I'm here to see Torque, none of your business. Are you always this pissed off? I'm not going to try to poke Mia hard. I'm just going to say I'm here to see Torque. I'm here to see Torque. I figured as much. You should have gone through his security first. Get out. And what if he tells me to stay? Fat chance. Move your ass before I throw you out. I thought you'd be more open to cooperation after our last talk. Not when you're trying to make deals behind my back, bitch. Mia, it's okay. There he is, walking through the door. One of the most infamous New York City barons, or at least some people started calling him the moment Callahan met his end, the Baron of New York City. Torque, we've talked about this. The situation is a little bit different now. Tamika sent her. What? Bullshit. I wasn't able to track her down for weeks. Well, I did. This is a reason to celebrate, not get mad. Now, if you allowed the two of us a private conversation... No way, I want to keep an eye on her. You will keep an eye on the exit, and that will be enough. Please. He puts on his best authoritative tone, and it works. No protests this time. Mia leaves the room. When talking to Mia, you mentioned cooperation. First I've heard about it. I tried to make friends with her so that the investigation would go more smoothly. Looks like it wasn't appreciated. I'm sorry about her. She can be overzealous, but usually that's not a bad thing. Yeah, sure. So has she told you I've been trying to reach you for a few nights? I don't think so. Have you? Well, I'm the dumbass the court ordered to investigate Callahan's final death, so considering your connection to the case, I thought it would be prudent for us to talk. Ah, so that's you. Yeah, now I know you're probably anxious to hear about Tamika. I'm surprised to hear you two know each other. We actually met through this investigation. Anyway, as I was saying, I know you probably can't wait to hear about her, but I'd like to ask you a few questions first. I understand. Do your job. Did you know Douglas Callahan? Of course I did. We were both barons. Kept having professional obligations to meet each other, but that was it. What was your private opinion of him? Same as everyone else's. A racist clown mentally stuck in the 18th century who spent too much time keeping the anarchs down. I'm glad he's gone. You mean you're glad he met final death? Well, you know what they say. Hate to see you go, love to watch you leave. Weren't you the first Kindred who saw his corpse? I was, but it was his ghouls who found him. By the way, we've established that some of them tampered with the crime scene. They were properly disciplined for that. Convenient story. Let's move on. What's your alibi for that night? None. I was running around town the entire night, taking care of various issues. Unrelated to Callahan, but I don't intend to divulge them to someone from the Ivory Tower. So you have no interest in proving yourself innocent? My official position was made clear. It's the Camarilla who are to blame. It's your job to prove me wrong. Kerwamak, at least for once, I can face a problem that can be solved with pure logic, not politics? Can I face a problem that can be solved with pure logic, not politics? Any findings on your side I should know of? Ask Mia, she's the one who handled the murder scene. I'm not privy to all the details. Hope, D'Angelo, Agathon. Any idea who those people are? Can't recall. Sorry. The evidence I found suggests a potential link between Callahan and Tamika. Any clue? I knew both of them well, but as far as I know, they've never met. That's it. Oh well, not sure what to expect. He's the kind of guy that could only be pushed to talk if I had something concrete to push him with. Time to move on. Well, regarding Tamika. Finally. I'll cut straight to the chase. She wanted to inform me that she'll be skipping town for a while. The SI is hot on her trail and she needs to lose them, ASAP. Oh, I told her countless times, if she's in danger, I will always be there for her. Does she think she can find a secure way out of the city in this situation? She's safe. So you say. She's got some other friends in high places. She'll manage to get out. Gotta admit, that's not what I expected to hear, or what I wanted to hear. Why did she decide to contact me? She wants her ring back. His aura changes in the blink of an eye. I see now. So that's why she didn't show up herself. Wouldn't even face me when delivering the final insult. Uh-oh. Looks like I stepped on a landmine. She said the ring was a symbol of the trust she put in me. No way in hell I'm going to give it away. Not until she gives me the chance to explain myself. I need that ring to get Tamika to talk, but the way he's acting, it doesn't seem likely he'd be willing to part with it. It might require me to act shitty, but maybe time to change my approach? No, be brutally honest. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he... As political as he is, I feel like being deceptive is just gonna get me in more ship with the Anarchs. So I'm just gonna be brutally honest. Fuck it, here we go. This is straight. Honesty is the best policy. Okay. Listen. You're obviously the hottest new thing in town. People like you, people follow you. You're set to be the anarch people think of when they think of New York City. Good for you. But you're obviously way behind when it comes to understanding relationships. Tamika gave it a serious try. She understood her path. She understood yours. She realized they're diametrically opposed. And that's that. You're not going to change her mind by acting like a toxic shithead and forcing her to come grovel at her feet if she wants to get back something that has great sentimental value to her. You want to earn her trust again? Don't act like a power-tripping asshole. Show her you're capable of responding to her concerns, that you're capable of being selfless. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like what she said there. That's the only thing you can do to change her mind. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. Ah, fuck me and my big mouth. Ugh. He approaches the door and throws it wide open. Mia? Yes, boss? We're done here. Lead the lady out as quickly as possible. Fuck! Yes, boss. I have a lot of things I'd say to describe his behavior, but I don't want to cause a diplomatic incident. No need. I'm going. Thank you for your time. Tell her I'll show her she's wrong. Tell her I will prove myself worthy of that ring if it's the last thing I do. Whatever. I let myself be led out of the building by Mia. Another mission failed. Time to meet Tamika and tell her the bad news. Shoot. I find her already waiting in front of the Jewish Museum. How did it go? Let me put it this way. I'm not surprised you dumped him. So you did not succeed. Nah, he got mad and started yelling about how he'll prove himself worthy of that gift. Then he ran me out of the building. Pfft, ha, pfft. Is she trying to stop herself from laughing? What's so funny? Nothing. I'll be honest, I kind of expected that. It's just nice to get a definite confirmation that he's still a bit of a toxic asshole. That's all. Well, glad I fell for the oldest trick in the book. It would be cool for once if a kindred telling me to do one thing didn't mean another thing entirely. Oh, don't be mad. I wanted to be sure of something, and now I am. As far as I'm concerned, you've kept your end of the bargain. It's time I repay the favor. Okay, thank goodness. Last year, a certain fledgling appeared in the city and attempted to build a coterie. The list you found on Callahan? That's the list they've got. They contacted each of us, then found themselves in deep shit. SI, Kaiser, Sophie, Langley, some shadow players manipulating everything from behind the scenes. Then they disappeared. So maybe Sophie was part of the coterie game, because I didn't play Vampire the Masquerade the Coterie, or Coteries of New York. Kaiser, that name popping up once again. It can't be a coincidence. No one knows where or why. Doesn't really matter. That happens when you punch above your weight. Hope they're doing fine despite all odds. In any case, Torque got involved too. That's how I met him, actually. He got hurt. Didn't want to say how, claimed it could put anyone who knew in danger. Whatever happened, it gave him the drive and the desire for change. For 2 months, he was a beautiful kindred, plain and simple. But suddenly, something in him snapped overnight. His tone mellowed out. His actions became timid. His language became more befitting of a political science student than a charismatic leader. I assumed he met someone who made him an offer he couldn't refuse, but I had no idea who that was. And then, one night, I followed him when he went out, and I saw him scheming at the docks with Callahan. When he came back, we had an argument. When he refused to explain himself, I knew I was on my way out. And that was that. I understand. Wish I'd known that earlier. Might have confronted the facts with him and learned something more. He never told me, of all kindred. What makes you think he would have told you? She's got a point, I suppose. Alright, thank you. Now it's my turn. Here's your way out. I pointed the manhole below our feet. Here's a map of the sewers. Follow the route, then burn it. You'd be looking for a one-eyed Nosferatu wearing tactical gear. Tell him I sent you, then give him the agreed-upon amount of money. What kind of route would I be taking anyway? An armored van full of precious coffins. My man knows how to arrange them to allow for unnoticed extra cargo. Her face darkens. The circulatory system? What did you expect? The rich and powerful always get the blood they want, one way or another. At least tonight, one of their routes will be used for something good. She drops her shoulders in resignation and opens up the manhole cover. Fine. But remember, if it doesn't work, I'll be back at your doorstep with a vengeance if it's the last thing I do. I'm sure it will work out fine. Just beware of the giant albino ghoul alligator while you're down there. Tamika rolls her eyes. Sewer ghoul alligator, for your information, it's just a story New York kindred tells to neonites to mess with them while they're still gullible enough to believe anything they hear about their new world. Oh, that makes sense, I suppose. Well, this is a goodbye. If in a few months you hear that the First Light presence in Los Angeles has been decimated, assume that against all odds, I'm still unalive and kicking. If you keep killing indiscriminately, you might cross a line of no return, you know. Shouldn't you take it easy for a while? Not until my brothers and sisters in blood stop being slaughtered. I care about what's left of my humanity, but turning a blind eye on kindred in need would be even less human. So that's the kind of person she is, and probably will be, until the very end. It must be comforting in a way, to know how your path will end, yet to follow it all the same. I could never do that. Here's some parting advice for you. We might be monsters, but we are lucky enough to be born into a world that's even more monstrous than we are. If we rebel against it, we might still find salvation. If only I could believe it. Didn't expect the preaching tone. Why are you telling me this? Because I think I have a pretty good nose for people's auras. And when I take a good look at you, I smell a penchant for ruthless opportunism. It's not much, just a hunch. But you seem prone to be giving in to the Camarillas' empty promises of safety and their petit bourgeois values. I think I should take offense to that. I hope you do. That would reflect on you well. In any case, whatever happens, see you in the next life, Julia. Safe travels, Tamika. I skipped tonight's visit to the church. I'm not in the mood to see Benoit. I'm still embarrassed about yesterday's outburst. I'm kind of pissed. None of the clan elders in Chicago bothered to reply to any of my fucking reports. No advice, no feedback, nothing. I feel like I was left utterly alone. Besides, it's late. I always get back to the apartment early in the morning, right before it gets bright. It's getting risky to be out here so close to sunrise. Accidents can happen. Try to get back earlier tomorrow night. Attempt to surprise Dakota. Yeah. I'm back. Yay. How was work? All caught up? Yeah, I managed to get my deadlines postponed. All our clients are canceling and delaying orders left and right. Does it mean you'll have time to help me with my makeup tomorrow? We'll see. Perfect. Alright, I need to disappear before the sun catches up with me. Hey. Yeah? I love you. Oh. An uneasy silence fills the room. I'm not getting out of this one, am I? No, I have to. I didn't lie to the Baron of New York City tonight, so I'm not going to lie to her. I know. She flashes a sad, forced smile as I leave to rest. Alright, there we go. That's another little wrinkle in this story that we get by, and we finally met Torque. So I feel like all the players are coming together. We're getting a clear vision of what's going on, hopefully. But what do you guys think? Is Torque part of this, or is he just maybe a red herring? It sounds like we have Torque and Vanderweyden. Those are the two most likely suspects, at least. Well, at least they're the only ones who don't have alibis. Everyone else could be operating behind the scenes. So who do you think the puppet master is, I guess, at this point? But hey, if you like this video, hit that like button. Ring that bell to get notifications whenever we post a new video. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. But for now, I'm Amanda. This is Am and M, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!